It's Rikki Soumpholphakdy here for The Ring. I'm here with featherweight contender, number 1 rated by the WBO, number 4 rated by the IBF, number 1 by the WBC, number 2 by the WBA, and number 9 by The Ring, Bruce Shoo Carrington. Shoo, getting ready for your fight against Jose Enrique Vivas. How you feeling right now?
Man, I feel like this is probably the best camp we've had in terms of game plan, in terms of, preparation period, weight cuts, when you name it. Like, everything is great right now. I feel really strong. Been looking really just impressive and just leveled up on everything that I've needed to level up on just for preparing for this fight, and I'm ready.
I know you guys were supposed to fight last year in June, and he had visa issues, so he couldn't make it. So you ended up getting a late replacement. But are you going back to the same training game plan that you had previously, going into that June fight, or are you looking at things differently this time around? What are you preparing for this time?
I would say that we've kind of looking in a similar perspective of when we were supposed to fight back in June, but we've definitely added on a few new things, with the fights that I've had since we were supposed to fight in June. I've learned a lot. I've had different experiences, and I've grown so much as a fighter to where it's like, now I've added so much more things to the table to, we're going to dominate and come March 29th.
Yeah, we're literally what, a little over a week out here in Vegas. This is your first fight in Vegas, right?
This is my second
Your
fight
second?
in Vegas. My first fight out here was at my pro debut with
That's
the
right.
Wilder Fury 3 card, and that was crazy in the T-Mobile Arena. So yeah, it's great to bring things back into Vegas. I've been feeling to want to fight in Vegas for a long time, and it's finally happening now.
No, it's going to be exciting, man. You're the co-main to Michaela Mayer versus Sandy Ryan rematch. I know you train alongside Sandy.
Yeah.
Since we're on that topic, I wanted to get your thoughts on how do you see that fight going? What were your thoughts on the first fight? And I know it's a little complicated because you train with Sandy. Coach K's your trainer, and then obviously you came up with Michaela. So what are your thoughts on that fight?
It's going to be a great fight, just like how the first fight was. I think it's going to be a little different there around this time. There's not too much controversy and talking going on between the two this time around. So I think the approach is much different in terms of Sandy especially. I've seen how she's training day in and day out, and this camp, she's definitly how can I say, she's just showing a different type of energy. You know what I'm saying? It's really making it really interesting to see how she's going to react in this fight come on March 29th. And, we know what Michaela's bringing to the table. She's always a tough competitor each and every time she steps in the ring with anyone. So it's going to be interesting to watch, and I just can't wait to be a spectator for it.
Is it tough to be a little neutral since you train with one and you came up with one?
Nah, not me. Nah,
No?
It's not tough for me to be neutral, bro. Like I'm gonna be neutral, and that's just what it is, But I'm sure that both they would understand my stance on it and respect it.
That's fair. Now I want to circle back on you. There's a lot of featherweight headlines, man. The division is white hot right now, I know you're fiending for that title shot. You said hashtag I just want my shot.
Yes.
Nick Ball just fought TJ Doheny and he stopped him, I think, at the 10th round, and that came with some controversy. I wanted to get your thoughts on that fight.
Yeah, man, Nick Ball out here kicking people. Nah, man, but it was something that I didn't think was a surprise. That's not a knock to Doheny at all. Doheny's a great fighter. He definitely showed a testament of his skill and everything. Even the first few rounds, I felt like he frustrated Nick Ball for sure and showed some chinks in his game. But I just felt like the younger, stronger Nick Ball was just gonna overwhelm him over time, and he did that. But yeah, man, it's about that time, dude. Like I'm just ready to just fight all the world champions, and Nick Ball in specific, I would love to fight him, dude. I really would love to fight him. I don't care what I have to do in order to make this fight happen. Listen, Turk, Al-Sheikh, listen, let's talk. Let's make it happen. I want to have a sit down, whatever. I would just love to have a shot at the WA title. I'm highly ranked in that division. And excuse me, in that sanctioning body as well.
Number 2.
I'm number 2. Why not make it happen, man? I'm seeing a lot of people from the UK. They want the fight to happen as well. There's other people around the world that wants the fight to happen. Let's make it happen.
And you'd be willing to go to the UK?
I'd be willing to go to his backyard and do what I got to do just to bring back my belt to New York City, baby.
That's fair. But how would you deal with the rough and rugged style. You saw he was trying to move Doheny around, was like trying to wrestle him, then he kicked him.
Yeah.
How would you deal with that if you were in the ring, if you were in Doheny's position?
Well, it's a lot that I bring to the table that, to be honest, I haven't brought into the ring to show you fans. But my gym mates, they know what I'm very capable of, and I feel like a fight like that is a perfect time to bring those unseen moves out. The unseen aspect of my game out, and I just want my shot, bro. That's just all it is, man. I just want my opportunity to be able to show that I'm a well-rounded fighter and I am the best featherweight in the division.
And I think it should be an easy fight to make, considering he's with Queensberry, he's with Frank Warren. That's Bob's right-hand man in the UK. They do business together. They co-promote Tyson Fury, and they've done shows together. So I don't see why that fight shouldn't happen. But going to guys who are in your stable at Top Rank, you got Rafael Espinoza. He's getting ready to fight in May on the Inoue undercard. Angelo Leo is going to fight Kameda over in Tokyo. So those fights are lined up for the spring.
Yeah.
I feel like those should be easy fights for you to make as well, since they are literally under the same banner as you.
Yeah, they're definitely easy fights for me to make, and that's fine, right? But I'm looking at what's going to make more of an impact. And I feel like a fight with me and Nick Ball would definitely be more of an impact. It'd probably even be the most lucrative fight out of all of the champions in the division. I feel like more eyes would be on that fight than any other matchup that I would have in when it comes to the champions in my division. And if you guys doubt that, then I can't. I have to disagree with you with that, because I feel like our styles are match made in heaven, and we have such a big following behind both of us. I feel like it would be a great match to make.
It would be. I think it would be very fan friendly. I can tell you that right now. Nick comes forward, you can fight. You can come forward, you can box. But I feel like fans they're very keen and focused on the Inoue aspect, right? Everyone wants Inoue. Everyone thinks that he's coming up at 126 fairly soon. So Nick and him were going at it on Twitter. Is it a little frustrating seeing, okay, like he's not even mentioning you. He's on the Inoue sweepstakes.
That's not frustrating to me, because I understand business. You know what I mean? I get it. Like you said, everybody wants that Inoue fight. They're like trying to like antagonize him and try to get him to come up so they can, knock him off his square and get that shot to beat him. And basically, like a lot of guys like myself, I want my opportunity as well too to fight Inoue.
Right.
But I get it though. I get it. So sometimes it's like I just have to wait for the right moment to strike. And but I feel like right now is my moment, and I want to be able to put myself in position to fight guys like Nick Ball, Stephen Fulton, all these different dudes, to be able to get my position to where it's like Shushu is the best featherweight in the division, even before Inoue comes up. Like, I'm not surrounding my career around an Inoue fight. Don't get me wrong. Like, I would love to fight him just because I'm a fighter. Like, I believe I'm the best, and I want to test myself against the best. That's just what it is. But you guys are going to know and recognize that I am the best featherweight in the division when it's all said and done.
And speaking of the Stephen Fulton fight, you had mentioned it. We spoke briefly after he fought Brandon Figueroa last month. He won the title. That's a big fight, being from the Northeast, you being New York, him being Philly. Talk about that for a minute.
Definitely. That would be great. That would be a great fight. I feel like we could bring that right to the Madison Square Garden, into the big room. Great fight for the Northeast. And, New York and Philly, like it was always kind of like, brothers and sisters. We got love for each other and everything like that. But that is like probably the best stylistic fight that could be made in the featherweight division when it comes to me and the champions. I feel like a lot of these guys, man, they're not mentioning me for a reason. You know what I mean? They know that I am a big risk, and they don't want to take that risk. So they're real quiet. If you notice that, like, I'm coming at them right now, and I'm talking about them, and not in a negative way, in a respectful way, but letting them know I'm here and I want to scrap. But none of these dudes got nothing to say back. You know what I mean? I feel like they know that I'm a risk, man, and I'm seeing like little comments like, "Oh, like you didn't fight this person, you didn't fight that person." Blah, blah, blah. Me, I'm a type of person to where I come from where it's like, if somebody say they could beat me up, show me you could beat me.
Right.
If you confident, if you think you could beat me, show me you could beat me. Right. I'll give you the opportunity and I'll put you down. And I feel like a lot of these fighters nowadays, they don't got that. I look at myself as an old school fighter, bro, and that's just what it is. A lot of these dudes don't got that. They be just talking, oh, I'm this, I'm that, da, da, da. Show me.
I mean, your opportunity is going to come at some point, right? You're ranked very, very high in all the sanctioning bodies. And I did notice, I think the only person that gave you some lip was Ray Ford last year. You guys went back and forth. What happened there? What's the history there? I know you guys were talking. He was still at 126 at the time. He's at 130. What's the beef there?
I mean, well, there's no beef for real. I mean, like I just mentioned that I wanted to fight all of the champions, and I mentioned his name in a part of.
He didn't take that lightly on Twitter.
He didn't take it lightly. He's like, oh, not me, and I'm just like, dude, like before you even fought Nick Ball. Matter of fact, the night that you fought, what's the guy's name that he beat to win the championship? Otebek. When he beat Otebek, I came up to you and I'm like, yo, like I wanted to say I want to fight you next. Like, let's set it up. Like, you know, congratulations, but I want to fight you next. And before I even get a word out, he's like, oh, I'm about to go up to 130, bro. Take over the featherweight division. This is your division, da 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 da. I couldn't even get a word out. You know, so I respected it. It was what it was. But at the end of the day, once I saw you was fighting Nick Ball, I'm like, oh, so you staying? Okay, so I want to fight you still. And, you know, I guess he didn't take that lightly, which is weird because, you know what I mean? At one, I didn't just name him. I named all the champions. Right. And two was like, bro, like, I'm a fighter, bro. What you expect me to do? Like, yes, like, I want to fight you. Why are you taking an offense to that? And then he tried to have a whole little back and forth or whatever about it. But, you know, he ended up focusing too much on me and lost his fight with Nick Ball. And now Nick Ball's the man in the division. So it is what it is.
Would you entertain a fight at 130, whether that's with Raymond Ford or anybody else? I know you, or do you want to get a world title first?
No, I definitely want to get a world title first. I have a lot of business to take care of in the featherweight division before I even think about going to 130. I really want to submit myself as one of the great champions, like a really great fighter in the sport. And I got some work to do. I got some people to beat. And so featherweight division is what I got to conquer first in order to do that. And then we'll talk about 130 when the time comes.
Do you feel like you need to have a spectacular knockout win to get the general public to be like, all right, everyone somebody give Shu a shot on March 29th?
Maybe, you know. And, you know, when the Shushu show comes on, man, it's something that you can't miss. It's always going to be a crowd-pleased performance. So don't blink. That's all I got to say when it comes to that.
Shu, I appreciate it, man. Best of luck to you on March 29th. We're excited to see it. Best of luck to you, man. Thank you.